I made these three mistakes when I came into the United States, and I wouldn't want to see you making that same mistake when you come here. So if you are an African who has an ambition of coming to the United States, or you are already an African immigrant in the United States, then stick around, because at the end of this video, you know exactly what these three mistakes are and the steps that you can take to, first of all, prevent making that mistake in the first place, or if you're already making it, to correct those. And if you stick to the end too, I'm going to give you one last bonus point that I think almost all African immigrants that come to the United States do make, and that mistake costs them their professional and their career momentum. So stick around, and without much ado, let's dive right in. The first mistake that I would like to talk about is called the loneliness will not go out on its own. The loneliness will not go out on its own when you come to the United States. I know this sounds a little bit different, especially if you are not already here. But here, the way we make friends is different ballgame altogether. Let me give you an example. When I came into the United States, I made a lot of friends on campus. In schools, it's a little bit easier to make friends. I completed my master's program, and then I got a job in another state. I was super excited, moved into my apartment, and I think my apartment, we had almost 200 people in that big apartment. But let me tell you something. I spent one solid year in that apartment without knowing the name of a single person living in that apartment. I know that sounds ridiculous, right? But that is not the case. It's a different ball game altogether as to how and even how to make friends in the United States here. It takes effort. It takes conscious effort to get friends, to build community when you come into the United States. So if you are somewhere in the United States feeling alone, going through that loneliness time, it doesn't go away with time. If you don't get up and build that community that you deserve, that loneliness will not go away. In fact, according to research, the immigrants that come to the United States, let's say that have spent 1 year or 2 years or 3 years in the United States, their level of loneliness is equivalent to somebody who has been here for 15 years but didn't work on that particular thing. So what do you have to do in order to, get out of that loneliness situation in the United States? What you can do is, first of all, I recommend going to church. If you are a church person, then that is the best place to make friends. You can go there, you meet probably some of your African colleagues or people that share same point of view, same moral values, and same faith with you. So it makes it easier. And also the trust too is already been built. The fact that you go to the same church, show up, and it gets easier there. Trust me, it gets easier when you start going to church. But if you're not a church person too, there's some other places too that you can go and make friends. You can go to the bar. I know the bar here is not like that of Africa. You can just go there. You don't have to drink anything. You can just go there, hang around. If you go there consistently, you will meet somebody who also comes there consistently, and then you can make friends. Also, if you go to, let's say, some states and there is a school there, you can probably drive around the campus. You can meet some African there. Some of the events that takes place there, you can go there. Or we have some app called meetup.com. Meetup.com. If you're already in the United States, you can just put in your location and it can give you all the events that is going on in your city. You'll be able to register for it. Most of them are free. Just go there consistently and you can make friends. Don't sit home and feel alone, because according to research, loneliness is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes per day. Let that sink in. So get up and go create that community that you deserve. The second thing that I want to talk about, I've named it credit card is not your enemy. I understand. Back in Africa, we don't have credit system. So we were not told how credit works. We don't know how it works in the first place. So we come here and hear credit card. What is credit card? In Africa, we probably think about going for a loan. And of course, nobody wants loan. Nobody wants debt. So we have some different perception about credit. But when you come here, it is a different ball game altogether. I made that mistake when I came here. When I came to the United States, I was literally buying everything out of pocket. I had a cash, so I used to buy it. I had a debit card. I used to buy it straight from my bank account. But then I realized that credit card and credit score determines almost everything. It determines the kind of apartment that you can rent, or even if you'll be able to rent it in the first place. It can determine your phone plan. It can determine the kind of car that you would drive, or even if you own a home at all. So credit score or credit history is everything, right? I know that I've mentioned two things right now: credit score and credit history. Credit score is basically, if you use your credit card, right, they have points that are assigned to you. If you use that credit card and you pay your debt in time, you have higher credit score, and that shows that, oh, you are somebody who pays your debt or who can be trusted in the system. That chain of buying and paying your credit card creates something called credit history. So when you go to buy something, the person who is selling that thing can input your information and know your credit history, and that will let the person determine either you are somebody who can be trusted to purchase something on installment or not. That is an example.
I'd like to take this TV home today.
Let me check your credit history first. You have a strong repayment history. Your application is approved.
Thank you so much.
But the truth is that when you are a new immigrant in the United States, you don't have any credit history. You are literally invisible in the system. In fact, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, 7 million people in this country are credit invisible, and immigrants are way more overrepresented in that number. Okay, so when you came into the United States, you didn't start even at a low credit score or something like that. You started with no file at all. So what do you do in this situation? I would say go get on that credit radar now if you don't have credit history. And how do you do that? First of all, go and get something called SSN, or Social Security Number, or ITIN, which is Individual Tax Identification Number, right? These two kind of work hand in hand, but they are different things altogether. Most of you come here who doesn't probably qualify to get an SSN right from the start. In that case, the ITIN is there for you. This Social Security Number is a 9-digit identification number issued by the US government to citizens, permanent residents, or any eligible temporary working resident, right? And its primary purpose is to track your lifetime earnings and your eligibility for Social Security benefits. But mind you, it is widely used in everyday life. It's literally your spine when you come to the United States, right? So if you qualify for Social Security Number, go and get it. If you go there and you don't qualify, go get your ITIN number. Okay, after getting your ITIN number, we call something secured credit card. Secure credit card is basically, let's say if you've gone to a bank or you've gone to some company that gives credit card, because perhaps you don't have credit history, perhaps you don't have some huge job that pays you that much, you may not qualify for credit card right from the start, but you can qualify for secured credit card. So let's say you have $200, you walk to a bank and you told them, okay, I want to get a credit card, but I want to deposit this $200 so that you can give me a credit card that has a limit of $200. In that case, most companies are willing to give you that secured credit card. And how do you use it when you get it? You do not use all that $200 on your credit card. They recommend using 30 to 50%. You use it in that month, and at the end of the month, you pay off, you continue. So within 6 months, you have a very solid credit history so that you can confidently walk to that dealer shop, get your car, walk to that apartment, get a house that you want to rent, or go buy that house that you want to buy in installment, right? There are some companies like Chime, Capital One, Discover that have a lot of flexibilities. So you can consider those companies when you are here or when you come here. Another thing that I want to add is that you have to guard your SSN like it is your passport. It is so important Do not forget this. According to USCIS, in 2024 alone, there were over 400,000 reports of thieves opening new accounts with stolen identities. So your SSN can be stolen. If you expose it, it can be stolen by someone and go and take a loan against your social security number or open a bank account with maybe fraudulent transactions against your name. Okay, so you have to make sure to secure your social security number so well. It is so important. And also there is a site called annualcreditreport.com that you can go there perhaps once in a year to input your social security number and view all the transaction history. If you find something that you do not remember, make sure to call IRS. And also one more point, if you started from I-10 and later on you qualify for social security number, make sure you do not use the two together. Call IRS and consolidate the two. If you use the two together, it can be flagged as a fraud. The next mistake, I call it the first job ceiling, right? There's a high potential that your first job that you get in the United States wouldn't be equivalent to your degree, or it will require half of your degree or your credentials. In fact, according to a study in the medical journals, they found that immigrants who earn their degree abroad have 44% higher odds of being stuck in job mismatch, okay? The wrong job for your education than people that are born here. So how do you treat your first job? Treat it as a bridge, not a destination. When you come to the United States, your first job, yes, secure it because you have to pay the rent, you have to send money home, something like that. So get a job, but do not settle down. According to that same research, immigrants who earn a US degree or credential become statistically indistinguishable from people born here. So when you get out your first job, do not treat it as your destination. Work on yourself. Get that degree if you can. Get that credentials if you can. Get that license. Get that certifications. And trust me, you'll be able to find your next job that matches your degree. If you've enjoyed the video till this time, I want you to hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss any next post that I post on this channel. Let's go on to the last bonus point. If you've been here, then you deserve that bonus point. Hard work alone is not enough. You know, it is a little bit dicey to think that when you come to the United States, all you need is your skill set. All you need is your competencies. Yes, United States do reward competencies, but who you know matters more. Assuming that you have all the skills in this world, you have all the skills. If you do not show it to somebody, nobody will know it. You need somebody to help you to get your foot to the door. Okay? Know that whatever skill sets that you have, somebody have that skill set more than you, and you are competing with a lot of people in your same field, in your same industry. What is your edge here? Your edge is the people that you get to know. Build that career network, build that professional network. Go to LinkedIn, create that page, create that account, post there if you can, comment on people from your same field if you can. That is how you get people to know what you have. Build that professional network because you need somebody to advocate for you, to refer you to that job that you need. The people that are getting the job that you dream of are not the ones that have competencies far beyond yours. No, some of them are even having lesser credentials than you, but they have it. How did they get there? Referrals. Know that any job that you see on that job board was initially shown to people in that inner circle before they posted it on that job board. If those people in that company, if the employees couldn't refer anyone, that is when they post it there. So if you have somebody in there, the person is going to what? Refer you. So your dream job that you've been dreaming of, the career that you want to progress through, the kind of position, the managerial positions that you want to get to, it is in the hands of somebody. Build that career network because here the system rewards competencies, but you need somebody to help you get your foot to the door. If this helped you see something that you couldn't see before, send it to the one person that you know who just landed. Be the one who hands them the manual. Nobody did it for us, but we can do it for them. And if you're watching this and nobody handed you the manual when you landed, this channel, this very channel, the Path Without Borders channel, this channel is your manual. Hit that subscribe button. Every week I'm going to give you one thing nobody told you before it costs you. And if you want to ask questions, perhaps share your experience, or just be around people who actually get it, join the WhatsApp community. The link is right in the description. It is free and it is us. Nobody should be figuring this thing out alone. Shalom.